the Quran is called the whole story or Qasas. Before that, I'm going to pray. Bismillah Rahman Rahim Mahadi Qasas. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wa Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi Sirata alaihim waladdallin. The section, it has two parts. It covers some laws, about 5 of them, and then the message, the content of it is to warn the public, to inform them that there's a God, and or what their reaction to it is. So first you're supposed to teach them, and it says that you do that about 3 times. The first time, if they seem hesitant, you're supposed to try to use better verses. It says that nobody ever converts people, they just convey the message that God, He does it, He guides. Then they respond to, if you are affected by evil around you, you respond to it with good. That's in verse 54. You're never to side with disbelief. That's verse 86. You're not to slander or ruin anyone's reputation. And you're not to add to corruption that exists. And the message that you give is the core of Islam, which is that there is one God who has no equal, and there's non-substance, no gambling. You're not supposed to get angry. You are to fear God. There's prayers, 5 prayers a day, and then there's social justice. They're never for polytheism, which I looked online, it said it is considered Christianity. There are no idols. Once you receive the message, you're to decide one way or the other about it, and that information is recorded together with your deeds. That's in verse 65. You're told there's a judgment day for all people, and that's in verse 61. Sometimes people prefer worldly lives and desires. So your accountability is your deeds in verse 55. God again judges, that's not Christ. And it's through Sharia. There's a mufti that persuades and a qadi that determines. Punishment is given to the evil or wicked, which is anything that challenges the will of God. Sometimes the punishment, if for disbelief, it can be anything up into, it says even obliteration. They at times destroy towns, but never without warning. And then it said, you give the message, if there's persistent wrongdoing, they attack, or also from an uncomfortable living that's spoiled. And it talks about they don't need to know even the sins of disbelief. It's enough information that they don't believe in God. That's verse 18 and 82. All provisions are from God for servants that do the will of God. Good deeds are rewarded. That's in verse 84 with the better life. And Islam is one day brought to Mecca, which is verse 85. It does cover how the Jews escaped Egypt when they were enslaved. And again, about Moses, who was raised, he was Jewish, found in, I believe it's the Nile, rescued by the Pharaoh's wife and raised, but he sees the injustices of discrimination, and he kills any Egyptian, and then the next day he nearly kills another one. It mentions that. And then it talked about how Egypt at one time didn't believe in God. The debate about visualizing him. And the Pharaoh's name was Ramses, Ramses X. And there was a statement about, show me your God. Well, the Jewish people made it a God that rescues life. So the hardships that they endured, when I researched it, said making buildings with heavy bricks, that there were daily quotas, the slaves were beat, and there were storage places of food.